2, 1. Yo, what's good? This is Chezza.
Reem.
And I'm Mr. Stephen S.
With the wide view. And this is the Casual Fan Podcast, where we like to talk about Marvel shit. So like superhero shit, Marvel shit. But I was listening to Emergency Awesome, and he kind of broke down what the storyline will be with Gore the God Butcher. Makes total sense.
I just watched that.
I'm like, when he broke it down like that, I was like, oh, that's a good way to tie it up together. So
I just watched that maybe an hour ago.
So we won't leave you in the dark. So what he said, Emergency Awesome said, story-wise is Gore the God Butcher is going after all of the gods because they did not protect them when Thanos did the snap.
Mm-hmm.
None of the gods helped them. So it's like he's like, Gore the God Butcher is like, before he became a God Butcher, he was like a devout, whatever that religion was. You know what I mean? He did what he had to do for the gods, everything, to find out that the gods aren't helping them at all. Like the gods don't even give two shits about them. So then he finds the Necro Sword, and then he ODs, and he just starts killing gods across the whole, like, not multiverse, but across the whole universe. And his whole plan is to drop a god bomb to kill all the gods at one time. So he's almost a Thanos level type guy.
So right now he wants Thor.
Yes, Thor's a god. Guardians of the Galaxy is going to be a part of it as well, because remember when Thor went off with them? So they're going to tie both movies, the Guardians movie and the Thor movie, together.
Yeah.
So they're going to be a part of it. Then there's like the 3 different Thors, the female Thor, the male Thor, and then the old Thor. So Thor's looking up. Like Thor is looking good.
I liken the way they tied that into the MCU, the same way they tied in Mysterio in Spider-Man. They use a bit of the real backstory, then use something from what's going on in the MCU to tie it.
Exactly. No, that's dope. So, yeah, looking forward to Thor. Looking forward to like WandaVision next week.
We're already a week away.
That's true. What do you say, Slim?
No, I was saying if they didn't really tie in with the MCU, I think some people would have got lost with the character. You know, because like you have someone like me who's not really into the comics and doesn't know the real background, right? Now you toss this guy in, and be like, who's this guy?
All you know is like this guy came, he kills gods.
Yeah,
why?
Yeah, exactly.
Why?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the fact that they're tying in stuff that the new people know and trying to hold a nostalgia for the people who's been on it from day one, right?
Exactly.
That's smart.
But they've been good at doing that since Iron Man. Really, they've been good at doing it. So
since the Hulk.
Hulk is on the fence. Hulk was like,
the first Hulk was garbage.
No, but the way they tie stuff in, they're going to be paying stuff off. They're going to be paying stuff off from not the first Hulk, but the Ed Norton Hulk.
Norton Hulk. Yeah.
They're going to be tying that stuff in with stuff that's going to happen with She-Hulk probably.
Because Abomination's coming back.
Black Widow. Like you're still getting stuff from that Hulk movie.
Right.
They're still paying stuff off. There's still people in there that they're going to use besides Abomination. I'm pretty sure they'll put the leader in there somewhere.
Still waiting to hear them say that, but they haven't announced that. But hopefully he's like the guy at the end where you see he's the one who did the plot. He's the one who made She-Hulk. Like he's just planning all this to take over.
Yeah.
But yeah. So we also like to talk wrestling shit. As you can see, I'm in a padded room. That's how I feel about. Well, so this week I watched Raw.
You did?
Yeah, the Legends. Yeah, okay. Few things to talk about the Legends.
Randy Orton stole the show.
I don't know. First and foremost, Hulk Hogan, his bitch ass was there.
Yeah, but he got shunned in the back. You know, those guys.
Yeah, you heard that story, right?
Yeah, young guys weren't effing with him.
Nope. He said he got that cold shoulder from all the young dudes and all that shit. And he was like, I feel like they think I'm gonna take their spot, and I'm like, yo, guys, I'm like a 60-year-old guy. I can't take your spot. I saw online on Twitter, Big Swole responded. She's like, it's not. That's not the reason why they're giving you the cold shoulder, Hogan. Like, what's wrong with you?
She should have said brother.
You know,
brother.
But like, yeah, that was the first and foremost. I was like, what's this guy doing? Like, I can't even. Second, yeah, Randy Orton was all over that bitch, like threatening everybody.
Mark Henry got it so bad.
He got Mark Henry bad, especially when we saw that bad. Mark Henry was on that scooter. It was like, oh.
Yeah. I saw that scooter. I was like, oh, Mark Henry, you looking like a punk right now. You should have stayed home.
Yeah, how the mighty have fallen. How he has got old, man.
But hey, that's how you give back to the business, right?
But that's Randy Orton, though.
He took what was going on with him right now, and he used it to further a WWE storyline that had nothing to do with him, really.
It's true.
So
it's true. That wasn't bad.
Back to the business.
The third part of it was the main event: Keith Lee versus Drew McIntyre. That was pretty dope. I knew Keith Lee wasn't going to win. You should watch it. It wasn't bad.
That. And then,
same time, he did his shit.
And then what kind of bullshit happened after that?
Oh.
What kind of bullshit happened after that?
Hold on, I want to talk about something good first. Why you just want to jump into shit? Like,
Chezza's getting out the few things that were good this week so that we can just trash the rest.
Like, who wants to go jump into shit? It's like, I'll wait. Like,
I'm ready to jump into that 10 minutes of AEW I watch, but I'll wait.
But, so, yeah. Keith Lee, what's that backflip he does off of the top rope? He did that with Drew McIntyre on him. Like, Keith Lee got to get his shit in. It was pretty dope.
Is it the Spanish Fly? They call it the Spanish Fly?
I think it's Sunset Flip or something like that. I don't know. Remember, I'm only a casual fan.
Should they use Spanish Fly?
Hey, man, as long as you're not Bill Cosby.
Because Thing does it too. Mr. Dream, he does that shit too.
Oh, Velveteen?
Yeah.
He has fallen off as well.
Well, ever since that foolishness, what happened to him?
Nah, man, he got not dropped, but fans were just like, no. But yeah. So yeah, we can get into the fuckery. The foolishness. The Drew McIntyre. So I'll tell you what happened, and then I'll tell you what they said it was supposed to happen.
Wait. Before we get to Drew McIntyre, right? Did we see the bombshell that happened last week on Raw? That got cut out before we can see anything?
Oh, the Randy Orton lighting the match?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, what didn't we see this week?
Alexa?
Randy Orton and Alexa Bliss? Like, you have a plot ending like that, and you don't keep on going with it?
Randy responded at the beginning. He said he didn't do it. He couldn't do it.
Yeah, but...
And that's why he was going around acting like a legend killer, because he was like, I feel like when you go up against someone like Bray, it changes you. And he's like, it really changed me. It made me compassionate. It made me this. I need to go change that. And so that's why he went all over to the legends. Like, I feel like killing you guys. Like, pretty much. But that's their bit of tie into it. Like, Alexa didn't come back, nothing like that. So, but it was Legends Night. You know, they're busy with Alicia Fox.
A legend.
And who else was on? Melina was there?
Yeah, Melina was there to say Lucha.
I like Melina, but Legend, are we?
She was supposed to make a comeback, but she had an injury.
Yeah. Okay. Who was the one that sent Angel Garza around the corner?
That was funny. What's her name? Not Tori.
No, I think it was Tori.
Was it Tori?
Yeah, it was Tori. Yeah, you're right. So she sends around the corner in the boogeyman. I was like, Angel Garza's reaction would be my reaction too. Like, what the fuck? And then rolled up. It's like, gotta get rid of that 24/7 shit. Like, 24/7 should be like just an R-Truth thing. Like it shouldn't even be like people like chasing after it. It should just be like R-Truth acting like he's a champion and beating all these people. Like, oh, I retained my championship. And people are like, what the hell? Like, we weren't even fighting. Something like that. But yeah.
At the same time, Vince loves it. So
yeah, that's why we'll get as much airtime as possible.
I don't mind it. I like when they add it sparsely.
Right.
Like there's a match happening and all of a sudden R-Truth is running around ringside and then runs out. Or there's an interview and something like that happens. I don't mind that.
I think they should change it to the People's Champ belt and make it go anywhere around the belt. That's my thing. But you guys don't like my People's Champ thing, but hey.
Oh, sorry. The biggest news out of WWE this week. Cardi B.
What?
So you hear the rumors Cardi B might end up going to WrestleMania.
It's just around the corner? Was that what that was? But was that the Easter egg?
So
Cardi B is just around the corner.
So she said, yeah. So what happened was when she sent her Cardi B over there, Cardi B started getting tweets. And Cardi B's like, oh, why is people tweeting me about WWE? Like, what the hell's going on? She's like, I don't like, why are you guys tweeting me this shit? So then I guess Melina tweeted her and was like, just bigged her up, like, yeah, we were just talking about you on WWE type thing. And then she like spazzed because she knows who Melina is. So she's like, oh, I love Melina. And she starts naming all the wrestlers she loved. Whatever. So then Lacey comes in and goes, no, first Cardi said some shit like, yo, Vince, count your fucking days type thing. Because it was a video of Cardi B on the way to the ring on Raw type thing. You know what I mean? She's like, yo, Vince, count your fucking days. Can't be talking about me on WWE. But she was just trying to talk shit, right? So Lacey jumps in and goes, yo, you better watch what you're talking about. We're not
like that.
She's like, yo, we're not Nicki Minaj, B. Like, we're not Nicki Minaj. We'll come and take you. And she tagged Nicki Minaj and shit too.
I like that.
So then Cardi, not knowing that Lacey's playing, Cardi's like, yo, who the fuck is you? No white woman would ever put fear in me. And then she starts going off, right? And she's like, yo, fuck this. So she starts spazzing, like, but true saying, Cardi's engagement upped Raw that day. You know what I mean? Like, Cardi's engagement, and it's like they were saying, like, she has 80 million followers on Instagram.
Yeah.
Picture her saying, yeah, I'm showing up to WrestleMania.
You have 80 million people watching WrestleMania.
Boom.
Just say she's doing a guest appearance on Raw.
I mean, even if you get
80 million people, you have people just tuning in just to that little segment to see her.
Yep.
Even if you get a fraction of that.
Let's say they always say what 10%. It's always 10%. So 8 million people. That's 8 million people.
Yeah.
And they're averaging what? Only like 1 million people, 2 million people
exactly
for a 3-hour show. So that will take them up to at least a good 4 million if all together for a show. They would,
that right now. I mean, AEW.
So this last show was at what? 2 million. This last show, the Legends, was steady over 2 million. 2 million. So 2 to 2.2, something like that, for the first, second, and third hour. So yeah, Cardi B was the hit of Legends Night. You want to know what wasn't the hit? Who wasn't the hit? Which is kind of funny, but
are we going all the way there, or are we?
Hey, we're still talking about the same match. Like,
I
gotta talk about Drew.
No, I thought we were just talking about engagement with non-wrestling fans, because that happened in AEW.
Oh,
but we'll get into that.
We can get into that because he did better than I expected him to. So AEW, on yesterday, Wednesday, they had Snoop Dogg come in. Snoop Dogg comes in, takes shots at WWE, which is like the prerequisite of going to like AEW.
Oh, I wasn't even talking about that.
You're not even talking about Snoop Dogg? Did you see Snoop Dogg jump off the top ropes?
Give a frog splash. Give a Snoop flash.
I heard about it.
Give a Snoop flash. It was
that's not even what I was talking about. I was talking about the shift because of the NBA on TNT and AEW. I think a game got pushed. There was some scheduling thing, and people were tuning into AEW waiting for basketball, and they were.
Oh, you talking about Jericho?
Yes.
Didn't we talk about that last week?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. No, we'll wait on that one.
But yeah.
Because yeah. I thought you were talking about Snoop Dogg. Sorry.
No, I heard about that though.
Snoop Dogg does connect to like the okay. But yeah. So talking about special guests. Yeah, we can get into Drew. Drew has the match with Keith Lee. Drew wins. Hard fought match. You know, that's what they say. And then Drew gets on the mic. He starts to talk, but he gets cut off quickly. The music hits. I forget what the music is, but the graphics come up. Goldberg marches.
Yeah.
All the old timers, legends on the stage, part like the Red Sea, and he walks out to the stage and he's like, Drew, you're disrespectful to the old people. Drew's sitting there like, huh? Like, I was just bigging up Hulk Hogan in the back. I was probably the only one. And Goldberg just on his, you don't respect the people. You don't respect the legends, so I'm coming for you, or the Royal Rumble, whatever. And then he pushes Drew down and it cuts. So backstory is they were running out of time, so that's why they rushed the ending to get that out. Whatever Drew was supposed to say, that was supposed to be disrespectful to the legends. And that's when Goldberg comes out. He pushes Drew down. Drew was supposed to get up and give him the headbutt.
Drew Down is the name of a rapper from the Bay, but go ahead. It's a deep dive. Don't worry about it.
It is, but now you're making me think of Duck Down. I was like, I feel like, well, what was their manager? Drew Ha. Okay, yeah. Now you have me all thinking about this. Okay. But yeah. So that was that. So the response to Goldberg was everybody was upset. They're like, no, Goldberg, this is shitty. They always bring old people to get ratings. Blase, blah. How do you guys feel about Goldberg coming back?
What am I supposed to be excited about? A 5 to 10 minute match where he does the exact
5 to 10
same
minutes? What do you think? This is a sex marathon for this guy? Bro, he's giving you 2 minutes, dog. 3 minutes top.
I think with Drew, it would be a bit of a longer match because you
3
do want to get him.
minutes tops.
Hold on, who do you guys think win?
Drew. They better not put the belt on Goldberg again because it's just gonna seem like the same thing every year. Oh, Goldberg's back, he's gonna win the title, then he's gonna have a match at Mania, and like,
guess what? Goldberg wins that belt. I ain't watching WWE. He doesn't have the belt anymore. I don't care if it takes the full year. You guys have to inform me on what's going on WWE. I will not watch it. I refuse to watch WWE if this guy wins the title.
What if that's their plan?
Then
Goldberg beats Drew McIntyre. So Drew McIntyre gets the WrestleMania moment beating Goldberg.
Beating who? WrestleMania beating who? Goldberg? Or you already know? You don't think he's shit already? I think Goldberg is crap. He was crap from WCW days. He's even worse now. To give that man a title for what?
I liked Goldberg in WCW. I thought it was great for the time. I even liked when he came back the first time and, was the first one to really put Brock down, eliminate him from the Rumble. I like that. Once they started overdoing it, it's like, dude, come on. Like, you're not even giving us quality matches.
It's true.
You mean how he came to WWE, annihilated The Rock after The Rock was on? Yeah, nope.
Yeah, nah.
Nope.
And they're squashing the wrong people too, because he came, squashed Kevin Owens. Why? And that's when Kevin Owens had the belt, and he was actually had good momentum at that time. And then Goldberg came and took it, so he can have the match with Brock Lesnar, so Lesnar can win.
So Kevin Owens had the title and a nice title run, and that's what you gave it up for.
That's what they.
But
so understand
that's
me
one
when
of them.
I say
there was another one, the Fiend. They did that to the Fiend too, so Goldberg could go up against Roman, which didn't happen because Roman was like, COVID, I'm not coming out my house. So twice.
I don't. Again, you guys heard what I said. If this guy wins a title, you guys have the form what goes on in WWE because I refuse to watch it. Nope. I ain't supporting that shit. I am like supporting it now, much as Goldberg win.
Yeah.
Are you surprised that they put Drew instead of Roman up against Goldberg?
I think
they're holding out for The Rock,
that.
Right?
Holding out for
Brock? They don't know if Rock is doing it.
No, not Brock. The Rock for.
They said The Rock said he can't do it because with everything going, he's trying to like record as many films as possible. He has no time for it, especially with Black Adam. Yeah, he's out of commission for a minute.
That's a missed opportunity for Roman because you could have really elevated him with that.
And this is why. And now that
The Rock would give you a half an hour at least.
No, but this is why I think Goldberg winning the title might happen. Remember I was telling you what happened with AJ? AJ winning the title from Drew, right?
Mm-hmm.
Drew entering the Rumble, right? And winning the Rumble and then facing Roman for the championship, which everybody would love to see. Right?
That'll be a good.
So, because right now, Thing's opponent for the Rumble is going to be most likely Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, they planted the seeds with that.
Or it might be Kevin Owens one more time because that's really good right now. But how much times I gotta see these guys fight? Next one might be a street fight or whatever.
Daniel Bryan's gonna be in the Rumble.
He's gonna be in the Rumble, right? So okay.
Yeah, he already announced he's in the Rumble. So the
Kevin
next one might be Kevin.
He cut a nice little promo on that interview. I've never heard him that like. He had the cocky confidence combo down to a science. Like I've never seen him that good with it. Even like the way he was talking to Paul Heyman, like his pacing.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan got some mileage, man. He's got some years ahead of him too.
No, man. This is it, man. This contract time is up. After this, he's going backstage.
He's still good though, man. Like
he wants to go part-time, so he'll still show up for a few things, but he wants to be home more.
I think he might get a title run because the next rumor is he actually wins the Rumble, right?
Yeah.
And he wins at WrestleMania.
Right now, he's the favorite to win the Rumble. But even say he wins the Rumble and he loses to Roman, and then he goes off to his part-time status. It works out.
Yeah.
Because he's part-time, so he can wait a good 6 months to come back and get at Roman. You know what I mean? And we'd feel no way because he's been gone.
SummerSlam.
And even then, they could be like, we'll make it a non-title match. Just say you want your revenge. Like, it doesn't matter about the belt. You just want your revenge. And he doesn't have to win the belt. He beats Roman, and then he leaves again. Part-time.
Anyone but you, Roman.
But yeah.
Well, they're soon gonna have to have a Bobby Lashley Drew match.
Yeah, I want that for WrestleMania. That's the one I want for WrestleMania because that's beast.
That's another thing, though. Why did they make the whole Hurt Business look bad on Monday?
They're just putting a dissension in them, but they already played. I don't know, like it
was a lot at once.
Yeah, like the Bobby Lashley. I don't think the Bobby Lashley was supposed to happen that way. You know what I mean? Like something.
They might have
wrong, but
they might have wanted Riddle to look good because of the Hogan cosign.
Right.
So,
Street Profits are losing the titles. Saying it from now.
Who are they going to go up against?
Look like they're going against Bobby.
Bobby yeah, Dolph. Yeah, Dolph.
And here's why I'm saying it. I'm just gonna say this to you guys. Right? Look who has the titles right now. Look at all the titles in WWE, and look who has them.
Right.
Name me another time, right, that all the titles, especially the number one title, right, was held by
a faction,
especially the #1 title.
Listen.
No, he's talking about all the black champions. Everyone's a black champion except the main champions.
Except for Asuka and Drew.
Asuka, Drew, and Roman. Roman is Samoan.
Yeah, he's Samoan. Yeah, well, yeah, he's Samoan, but to me. And what about the women's title?
No, it's Sasha. That's why I didn't say Sasha.
Yeah, right. I have a feeling that's too much on the plate.
They've done it. What? You don't Vince doesn't care, but Vince sees Black Lives Matter. He heard it. He heard something, a bit of it. And he was like, you know what? Give the belts.
They're gonna lose those belts.
Give the belts to the blacks. Give the belts to the blacks. What about the main champions? Not yet. We'll work on Bobby. When Bobby gets that championship, the rest of them will be white. So we're gonna work that out later. We'll make that switch down the line.
No, but the Universal Champion is the number one title, right? Yeah, it is.
Universal, yeah.
Yeah, it's the number 1 title.
But they try to make it one Raw, one SmackDown. So I don't know.
But the Universal is the number 1. That's why it's on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Number 1 show.
At the same time, Drew, it's not like Drew can go, I want that one. He has to wait till one of those pay-per-views where it's the only time the brands go up against each other.
Now,
I got Survivor Series.
I got a question. I don't know if we've done a follow-up, but I believe at one point in time, we discussed whether or not in time SmackDown would look like the bigger brand in time.
I always
How do we feel
SmackDown
about that
better.
today? Do we really feel like SmackDown is a bigger still than Raw, or is Raw still
the moment? What's it called? The moment that Fox was like, "Yo, send all the good ones to us. We gave you $1 billion. Send all your good wrestlers over here." From then, we're like, okay, this one's gonna be treated better because they're giving them $1 billion over here, and you're giving them 600 million over here. It's still a lot, but it's not $1 billion.
That's all good, but how do we it's a Knicks, Mets, Lakers, Clippers thing,
Raw off of history always feels like flagship show. It always does. But SmackDown at the moment is the bigger show.
Yeah, okay.
Is the better show, but Raw is still always Raw is always it's I don't know if you guys watch Walking Dead, but there's 3 different versions of Walking Dead now. You know what I mean? But the original is the original. Walking Dead is the original, so you can have the other 2 versions and the other 2 versions or whatever, and those other 2 can be better, but the original is what got you there. The Raw is always what got you there.
SmackDown over the years, the last couple of years, was a better show than Raw was.
Definitely.
Raw got the glitz, right? But when it came to the show and the wrestler and stuff like that, SmackDown was a better show.
Right.
I guess, and I can see Fox actually seeing that and saying, "Look, this is actually a better show than what this is. If this had what this had with all the glitz and all the glamour, this show would surpass Raw many years ago."
All right, Trace. Kareem, Fabian. You were telling me about AEW this week. You're telling me a few AEW things. So tell me about the AEW experience and tell me about the Chris Jericho. We got 10 minutes.
I only need about 3 or 4. No, apparently Jericho was pretty much getting roasted by old wrestling fans who were supposed to be watching basketball, but didn't. I guess at the time, because of whatever scheduling they had, people were tuning in and seeing AEW and being like, "Holy shit, Chris Jericho got fat."
Yeah, I heard about that. A lot of people were calling him fat, out of shape, all that stuff.
That's all that is really. But
Jim Cornette was talking about something about it.
Jim Cornette was like, "Come on, it's his age, but they're like, we've been saying it. We've been saying that his body's been slumping over for a minute.
He doesn't work out no more. He doesn't have to. He doesn't
have to. Think about it.
Not when you're drinking a little bit of the bubbly.
And you're a champion? No, man.
Like he's the number one wrestler in his what promotion? AEW. Well, we'll say number one paid wrestler in his promotion. He only has to work once a week. Going from WWE where he was doing house shows and regular shows.
3 shows a night, three or 4 shows a week.
Yeah, 3 or 4, maybe up to 5 or 6. You never know. And then when he went onto the the indies, he had to keep up his look. You know what I mean? He couldn't be, because if he looked like he looked now, people would be like, yeah, we're not going to pay you what you're asking. We'll pay you a little bit, but we're not going to pay you what you're asking. So he had to keep fit at that point. But now he's just like, he's like that rapper who fell into that. He's pun right now. Like he's early pun. Early pun Elvis. When he got
30 years in the business, bro. Yeah, you're done, man. Like
you didn't see old pun? You didn't see old pun pictures?
No, man. I mean he's Elvis. He's let go, but I'm still on stage.
Still trying to do anything.
Suit is still immaculate. Hunka burning love. I don't care, you know. But that's neither here nor there. I watched one of the Young Bucks do a slow walking hot tag, and I turned it off. Slow walking. He got up. You know the hot tag. Everybody knows hot tag.
Yeah.
You're crawling. You're this.
It's suspenseful. You got to make the suspense. Will he make it? Will he not?
He got up to his feet and just walked over like this and went like he was like dunking like a child's basketball net. It was the dumbest thing I saw. I was just like, y'all couldn't give me 15 minutes of quality wrestling.
Maybe it was working into the finale of AEW. Did you hear about it?
No.
Well, they were making those rabbit heads. Like, what? You know, you're making shadow puppets. Is this the rabbit head? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the Good Brothers.
NW Raw.
The Good Brothers are there. Young Bucks.
They were allowed
Kenny
to use
Omega.
They got authorization.
Are you sure?
By Nash.
It wasn't Nash who gave them trouble last time.
Nash is a businessman though.
But it wasn't Nash who did it last time. It was WWE. Remember when they did it and WWE said no cease and desist, and then they had to make the shirt that was like, we can't do the Too Sweet anymore. We can't say it and we can't do it anymore. That was over on Japan TV. So I don't know what doesn't stop them from them doing it here. But regardless, they brought back the Bullet Club. I don't know. I wasn't a Bullet Club person before anyway. And I feel like looking into the Bullet Club history, it's not Bullet Club without Finn Balor.
No.
It's not. And it just feels, it's like, I feel they should actually rename themselves. Like, we're not Bullet Club. Like we're not that. That's that over there. This is what this is here type thing. You know what I mean? Instead of, I feel like right now watching AEW, all they're doing is playing the greatest hits of what they know happened in the past. Like everything they do is something that they've seen in the past, so they just want to do it, and it's their greatest hit to do it.
It's almost like it's Halloween and they're just putting costumes on.
No, it's a spoof show. It's a spoof. It's a wrestling spoof show. So it's just making fun of the different things in wrestling. I thought after the tribute show, they'd be like, you know what? We got to get more serious in this. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I thought I would have given them a little bit of motivation. Like, okay, let's go. We got to get into this. And this week, they just gave you back the same thing. The same old. Like, I watched NXT this week, though. Not bad. New Year's Evil. Not bad at all.
I didn't get to watch it. I only got to see the last match.
Finn Balor.
I could even call O'Reilly out of
the hard way. O'Reilly, that was a dope match. Balor and that was a dope match. Ciampa couldn't go because Thatcher got hurt. Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Gonzalez.
Mm-hmm.
That was dope. I was fine with that one. Damian Priest versus Karrion Kross.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yo, that show was just stacked. That show was stacked.
I'm telling you, the wrestling. I know if the ring is because the ring is smaller, but the wrestling on that is, I find it better than what's on the main shows. Other than when you have, like, say, the Hurt Business going against if they're going against Bobby Roode, or you know what I'm saying, like Robert Roode, or you know what I'm saying, or like those type of particular wrestlers, right?
Yeah.
Then it's just like, what are you guys doing?
It's like the main roster has the wrestling. Like, it has the wrestling. Those wrestlers can go. It's just that it's the storyline that takes away from it. You know what I mean? With NXT is just like a lot of wrestling with a little bit of storyline. So it doesn't even give enough storyline to take away from the wrestling. But if you're into storyline, you're kind of bored because you're just like, oh, okay, they're just wrestling. There's a little bit of this and then more wrestling, you know? Like, it's kind of funny. When I look at NXT and AEW, I feel like they're supposed to be the other way around. AEW is supposed to be the one that looks more like a wrestling show. It's supposed to be the one that's supposed to looks like a wrestling show, serious with indie guys and all that shit. And AEW and NXT is supposed to be like the indie version of WWE. So it's still going to do all the stuff that the main roster does because that's the WWE style.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it's with the independent, like, you feel like it would have stayed on that side. But WWE's actually made what AEW wanted in NXT.
Yeah.
But yeah, NXT needs a little more like glam to it. And
Yeah, it does.
right.
More production. Well, there's
like
rumors that
glam?
they might be going for like a 2-hour show because they're
Isn't it already a 2-hour show?
No, it's
I thought it's hours.
I think
it's 2 hours. I watched it yesterday. Well, maybe yesterday was 2 hours long, but it's the 2-hour show. No, NXT is 2 hours.
NXT is 2 hours?
Yeah, because he wanted to match up against AEW. Yeah.
NXT, depends on where you are, because NXT it comes on 1 hour on one channel, and it's supposed to come on next hour on the network or something like that.
Oh, okay.
That's how they're doing it at first. So you only get to see, some people only got to see certain part of the show. So almost like they sliced it.
All right. We are down to our last 30 seconds. So before we go,
Shot Club Podcast.
Chezza. Oh, sorry. I am Chezza. He is
Korean Fabian.
And
I'm Mr. Steven S.
And
Shot Club Podcast. Like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the bell to stay notified. You never know when we're going live.
Yes, and we will be going live through our streaming sources. So stay tuned.